And we're back with some more Washington Capitals franchise mode in FHM 10. And in this one, the Colorado Avalanche are your 2025-26 Stanley Cup champions. In a sweep over the New Jersey Devils, they went through St. Louis, Winnipeg, Los Angeles, and of course, New Jersey. So that means we are officially in the offseason of year number 3. We are letting Ekholm, Snively, and Atkinson walk to free agency. Misa got up to a 5-star potential during that year. I don't believe he had it during the draft when we drafted him, so yeah, it's certainly coming along here. Levshunov, unfortunately, taking his time a little bit. Still a 1.5-star ability, 4-star potential, but he's still only 20. So hoping to see a good growth here out of him this year. Now, DJ Smith needs to be re-signed. I'll give him 2 years. All right, so it's June 23rd, meaning we could sign prospects. I'm really thinking about signing Gino Carcone. I think, honestly, he could slot right into the NHL. He very well might. So, yeah, I'm going to go sign him. Hagen's mental ratings aren't great, but that's the only thing I'm really concerned about right now. He had a great point total in the NCAA, 43 points in 44 games played with Boston College, 74 grade. What about Huang? Defensively not great, offensively could develop a bit more. 74 points last season in the QMJHL, so he's certainly proved himself there. But he's still only 18 and he's got room to grow, so I'm considering leaving him there. Michael Misa, he had 101 points last year with Saginaw, 74 grade. I don't think there'd be any harm in signing him. We could always send him back down if we have to. Yeah, I think I'll sign Michael Misa. So Misa and Carcone will be our 2 main signings here. I don't think I'm going to sign Levshunov. He's still a little underwhelming defensively. Oh yeah, look at where Misa and Carcone are on our depth chart. They're already higher up than some of our NHL players in height and Rubinski. I think I'll sign Parasik. The 1.5-star ability. Actually, whose rights are expiring this year? You got Soto, Parasik, Highland, Galvis, and Deruio. All right, then I'll sign Soto. We already approached Parasak. I'll sign Galvis, and I'll sign Deruio. And I will leave Highland unsigned. He's already 23, only 1.5-star potential. I believe that'll be it for unsigned prospects, at least for right now. Let's make our way to the awards on the 29th. All right, time for the awards ceremony. For the Ted Lindsay and the Art Ross, you have Connor McDavid, who had 119 points this year. Maurice Richard goes to Tage Thompson, who had 55 goals, 111 points. The Lady Byng Trophy goes to Troy Terry of Anaheim. The Bill Masterson goes to Braden Point. The Mark Messier Leadership Award goes to Sidney Crosby. He is still in the league as well. 38 years of age, still doing pretty well for himself, 66 points this year. Then the Jennings Trophy goes to Ivan Prosvetov of Colorado. He had a .919 save percentage this year in 56 games, and 9 shutouts as well. For the Hart between McKinnon, McDavid, and Hughes is McDavid. For the Conn Smythe, you have Mikko Rantanen with 26 points in 18 games played during the playoffs. For the Calder between Dmitry Rashevsky, Jesper Wallstedt, and Dalibor Dvorsky, you have Dmitry Rashevsky of Winnipeg, 40 points in 82 games played. For the Norris between Montour, Quinn Hughes, and Adam Fox, it is Quinn Hughes, 91 points in 76 games played. For the Selke between Isaac Lundestrom, Jonathan Berggren, and Tice Thompson, you have Isaac Lundestrom. For the Vezina between Ilya Sorokin, Philip Gustafsson, and Mads Sogard, you have Mads Sogard of Ottawa with a .920 save percentage in 75 games played, my goodness, and 7 shutouts. Executive of the Year between Chris Drury, Chris McFarland, and Kevin Adams, you have Chris McFarland of Colorado. And for the Jack Adams between Don Granato, Scott Gomez, and Nolan Pratt, you have Nolan Pratt, also of Colorado. And there's our season summary. Nothing surprising there. We'll just continue on. Don't need to see any of that. And with that, we will advance to July 1st. Oh, there it is. Alex Ovechkin decides to hang up the skates, and we will be retiring his number during a pregame ceremony next year. Yeah, I mean, you knew it was coming eventually, but it's the end of an era, and that means Andrew Crystal is now officially our best forward. So we may be in for an even rougher year number 4. It's getting worse before it gets better here in Washington. That being said, let's take a look at our roster and see what needs to be filled in. You got Kemper and Peterson in goal. Not ideal considering their ages and that we are going to need a young goaltender eventually. Hopefully Mr. Ivankovic can turn into that for us, but so far still not much out of him, only a half-star ability still. Might be waiting a while. I'm not sure how long I'm willing to wait. So we'll see what happens with him, but definitely got to get a younger goaltender in there eventually. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Then on defense, you have Carlson still. He's still around. One of the only veterans left from the original Capitals. that we started out with. Then you have Lambos at a 3-star ability, York, Villeneuve, Iorio, Kostenko, Krebs, and Galvis. Of course, Galvis is a 1-star ability, so I'll be sending him down. And then at forward, you have Crystal, Protas, Phillips, Kartai, Karabella, Suzdalev, Hoffer, Rubinski, Miroshnichenko, Height, Carconi, Misa, Parasak, Deruio, and Soto. Deruio and Soto are only a 1-star ability. Be sending them down as well. Cutter Gauthier is now a 2-star ability, so I guess I'll call him up. Meesik's a 2-star ability. Guess I'll call him up, see what he's about. Ludwig Persson is also a 2-star ability. I will call him up. And I think that'll be it as far as skaters that I'm calling up for right now. What's our salary situation looking like? 47.2. Yeah, we need to spend some money here. Ooh, okay, so you got Callan Lind, who's 21. I believe he was released by Nashville. So he's not even an RFA, he's just a free agent. I mean, I will certainly take it. That's that's a gift horse. I will absolutely approach him. I'll give him more than what he's asking for here just to ensure he comes here. I'll give him 2.2 for 3 years. I mean, that sounds like a pretty good deal to me. I mean, yeah, it even says contract quality is bad, but you know what? He's a young player. We need to fill out some cap here regardless. That's a pretty good offer in my book. And then you have Zach Benson at center. He was also released. Where would he fit in our depth chart that is filled with centers is the issue. I mean, I would take him probably over someone like Hunter Height or Rubinski. I'm just not sure where he would fit in long term. But that being said, he's still a 2-star ability and a 3.5-star potential. So I'm going to certainly approach him. I'll give him 1.75 for 2 years. It is curious though as to why Nashville would want to release a player like Callan Lind, or why Buffalo would want to release Benson. I mean, those are pretty young players and got good ability, good potential. Let's see their personality. Benson's personality isn't terrible. I mean, he's not loyal, but that's fine. Lind, I mean, not an ideal personality, but nothing that's going to be causing any issues with team harmony. So clearly nothing to do with team chemistry or team harmony there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, see if that's a recurring thing. If teams, for whatever reason, decide to start letting young players go like that. Because I wasn't expecting to find any young players, honestly, that I liked in free agency, but I found not one, but two. So, yeah, that's interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on that. What I'm really looking for is a defenseman. If there's any 2-star defenseman out here. I doubt it. Yeah, I didn't think so. Looks like all these guys are forwards. Yeah, all the best young free agents are forwards here. The best defenseman is Ryan Chesley, who's only a 1-star talent. And that's at 22 years of age as well. Oh, right. Lapierre and Artamanov are actually still on the injury list as well. So that, of course, adds to our salary situation. So if we put them back on the roster, I thought that would do something for the salary, but apparently not. I mean, Artamanov's not that much of a difference, but Lapierre does actually have a $2.5 million salary. So it'll be good to have him back on the roster, get our salary a little closer to the floor. Now let's just see what other defensemen are out there, regardless of whether or not they're young. There's Hedman, 35, Valimaki, he's 27. I mean, I kind of just want to focus on developing our young players here. That being said, no one on our defensive core at the moment is younger than 23. So honestly, what really needs to happen for our defensive core is Huang and Lev Shunov need to get here as soon as possible. But at the same time, I'm not going to rush them. So for now, at least, it's really just a waiting game. And of course, we do have the draft coming up soon, so hopefully we'll get a solid defensive prospect there as well. But regardless of whether or not I want to sign any more veterans, we do still have to get our payroll up there. So Prosvetov, who just won the Jennings, I believe, is in free agency. He's 27, so maybe he'll still be good by the time we're a good team. Swayman as well. He's also 27. 3.5-star ability, although he wasn't nearly as impressive last year, and he hasn't really been in the simulation thus far. Prosvetov, though, he was pretty good last year. Personality is okay. Very good mental category, so I do like that about him. What are they each asking for? 7.1 for Swayman. I mean, it's not like we can't afford it. And then Prosvetov, 6.2 for 4 years, so we're paying a lot either way. But again, not that that really matters at the moment. I think I will sign Prosvetov. I will start out at 6.5 for 4 years. I think that's going to be it for now for free agency. Obviously, we're going to have to sign somebody else with the cap hit being the way it is. But for right now, I just want to advance to the draft. All right, time for the draft lottery. We are once again at the top spots. So here we go. Number 16, Edmonton. 15, Pittsburgh. 14, New York Rangers. 13, Chicago. So Boston moves up. At number 12, Vegas. 11, Dallas. 10 Seattle, 9 Montreal, 8 Toronto, 7 Philly, 6 Arizona, 5 Calgary, 4 Boston, 3 San Jose, and 1 the Florida Panthers. So we move back to 2. That's fine. I don't think there was any, it didn't look like there was any clear-cut first overall pick this year anyway, because you got Gavin McKenna here as the supposed top player, but even he's only at 4-star potential, 2-star ability. There's also Ryan Lynn, who looks just as good on defense. 1.5-star ability, 4-star potential. Still plenty of guys to choose from at number 2. All right, here we go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 picks in this draft. So who is going to be first overall? It will be Gavin McKenna to the Florida Panthers. So we have our choice of Ryan Lynn, Mathis Preston, Mikey Burchild, Aldrich Simonek, Jonathan Engstrom, Keaton Verhoff, Ryan Rubrick. A lot of players who are around a 1.5-star ability and 3.5-star potential here. Ooh, grade, a 77 grade for Ryan Lynn with the Trail Smoke Eaters. 53 points as well as a defenseman. So I think actually I'm going to filter out specifically for defenseman here. Villeneuve looks interesting as well. He's very well-rounded. Decent personality. A little worrying that he's a little prone to controversy, but that's about it. Yeah, for me, this first pick is between Lynn and Villeneuve. Villeneuve's a better skater, same shot. Lynn's a better puck handler. Lynn's a better playmaker. They're the same defensively. Villeneuve is better physically. Villeneuve is slightly better with conditioning and with character, and they're the same with hockey sense. I like Lynn's positioning at 16. Team player at 16 as well. Getting open at 17, so he's going to be a point producer. Yeah, his major role even says offensive defenseman. Villeneuve is a defensive defenseman, so it's really, do you want offense or defense here? Villeneuve's positioning is only at 12, hitting those only at 11, stick checking at 16, defensive read at 14. Let's see, what are Huang and Levshunov looking like right now? I mean, Huang's an offensive defenseman, Levshunov offensive, but Levshunov's kind of had some slow growth. Even Huang's getting opens only at 12. I think Lynn's going to be the far better offensive defenseman looking at this. Good personality. One of his strongest suits is his ability to deal with adversity, and he scores very high on IQ tests. In a perfect world, I could get both of them, but I'm not sure if Villeneuve would still be there by the time we next pick. I mean, he could be. It's going to be at the start of the second round, right? Yeah, it's going to be at 33, so he might still be there. Lynn, however, I don't think will be. So just based off that, I'm going to choose Ryan Lynn. Welcome to the Washington Capitals, Ryan Lynn. All right, simulating up to our next pick, and Villeneuve was taken. Okay, that's unfortunate. Just out of curiosity, where did he go? He went 14 to the Rangers. All right, so who's left? You got Engstrom in goal. You have 2 centers in Kingerski and Lesiuk. There's definitely not as many skaters in this draft that are standing out as much as there was in the last draft. That was definitely a crazy draft here. Engstrom is really small for a goaltender, only 5'9". I was considering taking him just to have another option just in case Ivankovic doesn't turn out. But that is a little on the small side for an NHL goaltender. I mean, if the mock draft could be taken seriously, then it has him going at 213, so maybe I'll be able to get him later, but I don't know. With how the mock draft is handled in this game, I'm not confident in that. I'm kind of liking Dane Bucher. 1.5-star ability, 3-star potential. Personality is good. 68 points last year in the AJHL, 75 grade. I'm also kind of liking Marcus Ruck. 17 passing, 17 team player. Love his personality. 63 points last year, 73 grade. Sawyer Dingman also looks pretty interesting. And then, of course, there's the 3.5-star potential centers as well in Kingerski and Lesiuk. Kingerski has the better mental and physical ratings, so he's already ahead in those categories. So all he'd really have to improve is his offense and defense. And that'll come naturally as he grows. All right, I'm looking at 5 players here. They're all centers, go figure. The draft certainly seems to be flooded with centers lately. Yeah, I mean, all the best players in the draft right now are centers. And that includes if you sort by potential. I'm thinking Kingerski here, partially because he's already got the mental and physical ratings NHL ready. All he really needs to do is get these up there and then it'll be good. Yeah, I'll be taking Carter Kingerski with this pick. Welcome to Washington. So that is a defenseman and a center so far that we have taken. On to our next pick. That'll be at number 73. Is anyone on our watch list there? Nope. So Engstrom is still there. I may as well take Engstrom at this point. It means the only 4-star potential available. And we're at the point in the draft where there's not really too many skaters who I would be upset if I didn't get them. So yeah, Engstrom, welcome to the Washington Capitals. All right, we are in round number 4 now. We are in pick number 97. I think I'll take this guy, Caden Lemire. Looks like he's going to be a good Tom Wilson type player. That screening and bravery up there. Face-offs at 16, so he's a gritty power forward center type player. And he has a 1-star ability, 3-star potential. So I think I will be taking him. Welcome to the team. All right, in round number 5 now, pick 129. I think I'll be taking Wesley Royston. Very well-rounded player overall. 1-star ability, 3-star potential, and nothing where he's really too weak besides maybe defensive read. But other than that, he is solid all around. Personality is very good. Love it. He had 82 points last season with Erie. 65 grade. He looks good to me. Welcome to the team, Wesley Royston. And this is our second 5th round pick. I kind of want to take McCarthy just to get a defenseman in there. Yeah, he's got a good personality. 67 grade last year, 43 points. Looks like an offensive defenseman. Team players at 16. Looks like he's probably going to take a while, but again, I kind of wanted to just get a defenseman in there. There's no other forwards who are really wowing me at this point. So yeah, I'll be taking Owen McCarthy here. Welcome to the team. All right, on to round number 6. There are a lot of centers here. I'm not even sure if I've even seen a winger here. I think it's been all centers and defensemen. Yeah, look at this. I haven't seen a single winger while I've been scrolling so far. There you go. There's your first winger. Sami Pelkinen, only a 2-star ability, or potential rather. Wow. Yeah, that's a bit rough. It's like I'm not going to be taking any wingers in this draft. Matt Williams looks pretty interesting. Got the 16 getting open, 16 speed. Not great defensively. Looks like he could turn out to be something. Good personality, for the most part anyway. 50 points, 76 grade last year. Yep, think I'll take Matt Williams. Welcome to the Washington Capitals. And one last pick, still in round number 6. We don't have a 7th round pick this year. I think Ivan Mata will be the last player that we select here in this draft. He was supposed to go pick number 35, and here we are, pick 176. Personality is not great, but I'm willing to gamble on him, even if it's only for value. So yeah, Ivan Mata, welcome to the Washington Capitals, and that will be it for this draft. All right, we have signed Benson, Lind, and Prosvetov. So that brings us up to 57.7 million. We still need to spend about 4 mil. I'll spend a little bit more just to make sure that we stay above the floor. Let's see, is there anyone on the trade block? Anyone interesting? Anyone young? Braden Tracy's on the trade block for Anaheim. Looks like he's been going up and down between the AHL and NHL this whole GM mode so far. Fanasev's on the trade block, really. He's only 25. 3.5-star ability. The only issue is I'm just not sure where he would slot in. Presuming that Artamonov does stay healthy, then you got a top 6 wingers of Crystal, Artamonov, Suzdalev, and then probably a center. I would say a center moves to wing as well, just given how deep we are at center right now, with not only with Misa coming up to the NHL probably this year, but you got LaPierre, a 3-star ability, Carabella, a 3-star ability, Phillips at a 3-star ability. One of those guys is bound to move to wing, but I can't deny that a Fanasev would definitely help. So I'll keep him in mind, but I'm going to keep looking on the trade block for now. Yeah, I didn't find anybody else too interesting. The only one who I would really be interested in acquiring is a Fanasev. So let's just see what it would take to acquire a Fanasev here. I don't have anything specific in mind, but see what they want. They want right defense and center. I mean, we definitely have a lot of centers. LaPierre hasn't been too great. He only had 24 points last year. He's 24, 62 overall grade. Carabella is kind of the same now that I look at him. Only 23 points last year. Kind of weak defensive category. Let's see. Let's compare them. Afanasev's definitely better overall offensively. Carabella has the better passing, but that's about it. Defensively, I would say Afanasev's better. Physically, Afanasev's better. Mentally, they look about equal. I would say maybe the slight edge to Carabella just because of the team player at 17. But overall, Afanasev is obviously the better player. So I'd be all right with doing this. Obviously, we're going to have to add more, though. And I think I'll give them Antoine Keller, given that he's only a 1-star ability still. Only 2-star potential. Didn't have the best year last year in the AHL, only on 901. Negative 7.13 goals saved above average. And it's pretty likely that they will accept this offer. So Carabella and Keller for a Fanasev offer trade. Interesting, but you have to increase it a little. Okay. 4th and a 7th? Yeah, they'll do that. Yeah, I mean, I'd say he's worth it. It's not like a Fanasev's going to be someone who's only going to be hanging around a couple years. I would imagine a Fanasev will be around long term. And hopefully by the time we're good, he'll still be good. He's only 25. He's still got a solid 4 or 5 years left in his prime before he starts to even come close to declining. Yeah, I think I'll do this. And I think Carabella might end up being successful, but just the fact that he only scored 23 points last season when he had, let's see, what was his ice time? 1,057. I wish I was able to see his average shift from last season on the career stats, but I'm pretty sure he was playing second line center. Let me see. Let me compare his ice time to Phillips. I believe he was our first line center. 1265 for Phillips, 1156 for Lapierre. Yeah, I mean, he got a decent amount of ice time. And he's also just not very good defensively. And again, I think he could be good. But with Misa coming up, I'm going to want Misa to take the top 6 sooner rather than later. And then you got Lapierre as well, who's basically a better Carabella, at least for me. Like, I know the depth chart has the Carabella ahead of Lapierre, but what Lapierre has, he's got a much better mental category than Carabella does. Not to mention his defense is better, if only slightly, but still better. And then his passing is not as good as Carabella's. But he's just overall, Lapierre is just overall the better player between the two. So I think I'd rather hold on to him. And considering that they're basically the same player, I think you got to get rid of one of them. And for me, that's got to be Carabella. So yeah, I'm doing this. Carabella, Keller, a 4th and a 7th for Igor Afanasev. Finalized trade. So there it is. Welcome to the Washington Capitals, Igor Afanasev. So he should end up being probably our first line right winger. I mean, Andrew Crystal could easily move to left wing. He's got the 19 for left wing rating. Afanasev could also move to left wing. So yeah, I think that is a good trade. I like that trade a lot. I think Afanasev will really help. And we may as well get one more veteran defenseman in here to help teach the young guys alongside of Carlson. I mean, I don't really want a veteran defenseman at this point, but you know, we do need to fill out the cap space. So I was thinking either Pietrangelo or Letang on just a 1-year deal. Doughty could also work. Let's go Letang. He might be able to help our young forwards get some more points. You know what? Let's give him a nice retirement package. I'll give him $6 million for 1 year. And that should bring our salary above the salary floor. So once we get Letang signed, we'll be able to move on to the preseason. All right, there it is. That was quick. And did that do it? Yes, indeed. 63.9. So we are above the floor. And with that, I think we will end things off here. And the next one, we will start year number 4 with your Washington Capitals.